We're going to talk today, I'm going to take a little digression today and talk about Western movies. It might not seem like it has to do with our subject, but it actually does. It's kind of conventional wisdom that the Western, the John Wayne, Clint Eastwood Western is over the hill, it's gone, you don't see it. But it's not really true. If you think about John Wick movies are Westerns. Anything with Dwayne Johnson in it is a Western. Anything with Jason Statham in it is a Western movie. Zombie movies are Western movies. Mutant movies are Western movies. And they are tremendously popular video games. All video games are Western movies. So what exactly is a Western movie? If you think about a Western hero, the Western hero is usually a solitary character, except in maybe a case like the Wild Bunch or something like that. And this solitary character is usually, he's a dark character. He's somebody who has had some trauma in the past. Maybe it comes from a war. Like in the classic Westerns, the typical Western hero would have some sort of a dark history, say from the Civil War, right? He might have been part of Quantrill's Raiders or something like that. But whatever has happened to this Western hero, it has left him in kind of an isolated and kind of despairing place. And so he's withdrawn into himself. Think of Clint Eastwood as the man with no name in the Sergio Leone Westerns. And the other thing about Western heroes is, oh, by the way, Mad Max is a Western. Anything that's post-apocalyptic is a Western. The Book of Eli was a Western. Anyway, the classic Western hero is a man of violence. He's almost always a tremendous gunslinger or has some tremendous skill with a weapon. Like samurai movies are Western movies, all samurai movies. And so this man has withdrawn into a kind of world of his own, and he has become a law unto himself. He's a wanderer, but he's not happy in this thing. He's kind of dark, he's driven. He's kind of searching for something beyond this. And the Western hero's primary emotion is rage. And if you think about it, when the Western hero encounters a difficult situation, he almost always reacts to it with violence. And if you think about actors, if you were a casting director and we wanted to cast a Western hero, the thing we would look for is the capacity to project rage on screen. And if you think about Clint Eastwood was great at that squinty-eyed look. Bogey was even good at this. He could be a gangster, by the way. The gangster is a classic Western hero. And even if you think about Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, they're great at projecting rage. And even nice guy characters, contemporary nice guy characters in movies like Harrison Ford or Brad Pitt or Matt Damon, Kevin Costner, these characters, these actors, they all had to sort of learn one way or another. Even Keanu Reeves, think about Keanu Reeves in the Wick movies. They had to learn how to project rage if they were going to play these roles. Now, why am I talking about the Western hero so much? Because the Western hero is the warrior archetype par excellence. He is exactly what we're talking about. My character of Telamon, the solitary mercenary that is a master of the sword and the bow and all that. And in video games, Bayek, these kind of characters, they are Western heroes. And I'll tell you somebody else who's a Western hero, and that's you and me. What is the landscape that a Western hero operates in? And it's true in video games and all movies. It's usually a desolate it could be post-apocalyptic like the Mad Max movies, or it could be the West, the American West, a lawless place where violence is always right around the corner and where a man has to absolutely stand up to himself. And I would make the case that the world we live in today is that world. It might not be physical violence, but psychic violence, psychological violence, all that stuff is there. And so you and I believe, are Western heroes and live our lives in that way. And I'm not saying this is a good thing. It's not a good thing at all. And the reason these type of stories play, I believe, and why video games play, meaning why they have attraction to us, is because we know we're in that world. And we want to follow this Western hero and see, how does he get out of it? He's negotiating the same problems we are. And I'm going to talk about this more in the next couple of episodes, but usually what happens is the hero is touched by love in some way and takes a stand, takes a moral stand against the kind of lawless, violent world in which he lives. So this is a little digression about the Western hero. We're going to continue it in the next episode.